G'day and welcome to the Brits in the NRL round 25 review. It was the final round before the playoffs start next week. Mixed results for the Englishmen in the NRL this week, but I'm actually going to start with the Dragons because it was Gareth Widdop's final game in the NRL. He's going to the Super League in Warrington next year, and I just want to salute Gareth. He has been an absolute star in the NRL. Firstly for Melbourne Storm, and then the last few years for the Dragons. He's one of the best players running around in the NRL, and he's one of the reasons why the Dragons had such a miserable season, because he was injured for so long. Now, he led the Dragons to a 24-16 win over the Titans in his final game, and it was a sensational effort from Gareth. 1 try assist, 4 tackle breaks, 1 line break and 1 offload. It's a fantastic way to sign off. He led the way, and he will be an absolute superstar in the Super League. Look, if you want to get in early betting for a Man of Steel award next year, I'd be getting on Gareth Widdop. He is absolute pure class. We'll miss him in the NRL. He may be back one day, but enjoy your stint in the Super League, mate. And if you stay over there, I wish you all the best. Great player. James Graham, another sensational effort. He has really finished the back end of the season on fire. The old ginger nuts. 45 minutes, but 112 running metres, 42 post-contact metres, 1 tackle break, 1 offload, 29 tackles. Great stint. Again, like Widdop, it's not James's fault that the Dragons ended up 15th on the table. Callum Watkins, of course, didn't play. He'd been dropped after a really ordinary performance. He was a human turnstile last week in defence. Now, very quickly, players who didn't play this week. No Chris McQueen. Herbie Farnworth turned out for the North Devils. They lost 24-20 to the East Tigers, but Herbie had a fantastic game. Look at these stats. 1 try, 4 out of 5 goals, 83 running metres, 3 tackle breaks, 1 line break and 1 offload. Good day out, Herbie. Now, there was no Ryan Hall for the Sydney Roosters. That knee injury is not going well, so whether we see him in the final series, Brett Morris will be back next week. That will depend on, he really needs an injury to get back in, but he's obviously not at full fitness because he's not playing for the North Sydney Bears in the Canterbury Cup Reggie reserves either. Now, on the field, the Roosters went down to Slammin Sam Burgess and his Bunnies 16-10, which actually, due to results I'm going to tell you shortly, actually catapulted the Bunnies into 3rd, and guess who play again this Friday night? It'll be the Roosters and the Bunnies again. But I've got bad news. Sam is out of this week's finals. He was suspended for 1 week for pulling the hair of the Roosters rookie Billy Smith. Now, that seems a really innocuous charge. It was literally, he just grabbed his hair and pulled it. It was just a bit niggly, a bit grubby. But what has happened is that Sam's had a lot of offences he's been fined for, and they've all built up. And it's got to a point where he's actually now got to serve a suspension. I'm assuming it's due to loading. So it may seem innocuous, but yeah, Sam, you got to just get that little stuff out of your game. To miss a finals game for that, it's pretty soft, but to be honest, it's built up over and throughout the season. So anyway, on the field, Sam had a really good game, but you know, the Bunnies are going to miss him this week. It's a really big out. Now, George, and I think George may actually be due back, George Burgess. He was due back at the finals. It may be this game, it may be the next one, but I'm sure he's due back very, very shortly. And Thomas, hopefully, fingers crossed for Bunnies fans, that Thomas can get back on the field. Now, the Raiders, they had John Bateman rested, and they really felt the effect of John Bateman not being on the field. They went down 24-20 to the Warriors. They led 20-12 with about 10-15 to go, and the Warriors had finished over the top of the Raiders. The Raiders had rested a few players because they couldn't finish lower than 4th. It was either a finish 3rd and a trip to Sydney, finished 4th, trip to Melbourne to face the Storm. Well, unfortunately for them, they've now got to face the Storm, who they did beat about a month ago, but can lightning strike twice? We'll find out. Anyway, the other Englishman, Josh Hodgson, had a fantastic game, especially first half. He scored a great try right on half-time. He went one way, dummied, come back round, dummied the kick, and just burst through and ran about 25 metres to score to put the Raiders up 16-12 at the break. He had a really good game. He ran for 82 metres, 3 tackle breaks, 1 line break and 40 tackles. Big game from Josh, and he's going to be a key player again this week when they play the Storm. Elliot Whitehead, he had a good game, an amazing try assist for the first Raiders try. There was a grubber that was basically one bounce. It was about a metre past the dead ball line. Elliott has just gone flying through the air, tapped it back. Brilliant try for Sebastian Chris. And Elliott had a good game. He only ran for 88 metres, but 44 post-contact metres. One tackle break, one offload. Elliott's on the side of the field where the ball wasn't really going, so that's why his running stats are down a bit. But he had a really good game. And Ryan Sutton played 47 minutes. He started on the bench for 99 metres and 22 tackles. Now, it'll be interesting to see. Ryan will probably get more game time coming up through these finals. John Bateman will be back next week, but Hudson Young, the young second rower, is now facing another eye gouge charge. He's been referred straight to the judiciary. He's got form. He went for 5 weeks earlier in the year, and this one doesn't look good. I can pretty much guarantee you won't see Hudson Young for the rest of this season and a fair portion of next year. Hudson, get it out of your game, mate, because seriously, it's going to cost you contracts, mate. If every time you do something like this, you're going to be out for half a season. No one's going to pick you up. You'll end up playing bush footy. So that's it for the Brits in the NRL this week. Really, I'd just like to once again salute Gareth Widdop, the Super Saint. He is a magic player. English fans, Warrington fans, get excited. He's an absolute gun, and you will enjoy seeing him on your pitches and on your TV screens week in, week out, plying his trade. He is a master of his craft. See you later, and I'll see you for a preview of the Week 1 playoffs in a couple of days.